I'll take you through some of the key takeaways of what, at least some of my key takeaways. A lot of things that you're familiar with, right? But it is, I think, let me share my screen and I'll walk you through it. And feel free to ask questions, or if you're not clear about what some of these are. All right. So, can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So these are the key takeaways from the 5-day business mastery training that I just completed last night. And number one is inspiration, right? So when you are in a room with a lot of entrepreneurs, I think there's about 1,500 people uh, at this event. I think most people paid $10,000 or more to attend this virtual 5-day training. But when you're in a room, I think for me, the biggest takeaway was always inspiration and motivation and seeing other ordinary people. And these are not your MBAs, or these are not your Harvard guys or Yale guys or Stanford guys or Berkeley guys or your technical guys who are doing business. These are your ordinary mom and pop people for the most part, who just who just have that drive to go do something, right? So that is very much inspiration for everybody in the room. So there is a saying called power of proximity, right? So if you want to accomplish something, you have to start hanging out with people who are doing great things. You want to always model after other people that are successful, and power of proximity is very important. That's why a lot of people, and you heard me say this before, a lot of people go to real estate investment clubs. Real estate associations or real estate agent associations are not the place to get inspired, but because most real estate agents have a different mindset than an investor or a business owner, right? So you have to start hanging out with people who are actually doing real business and great things. So that is literally the number one takeaway. I'll give you one quick example. So there was so they brought in a lot of speakers. A lot of people were very successful. So one of the one I want to talk about is there was a psychiatric nurse and a teacher who started a popcorn business, and they were selling popcorn. They're making popcorn in their backyard or wherever, in their house, and they started going to all these carnivals and trade shows and places, festivals where they can sell popcorn, as a street vendor. And that company grew, and it was a lot of challenging for them. They went through the whole story. 16 years later, through their hustle and guzzle, they sold that company for $240 million. Can you imagine that? $240 million. This is a lady who was a psychiatric nurse, and a guy who was a stay-at-home dad watching the kids, who's also I believe a teacher. So there were a lot of stories like that. And then I had an opportunity to meet with a lot of the other students in that room. And when we talk to them, in small group discussions, the common pattern is these are just people who just have a very strong drive to do something with their lives. They don't have any specific skills. They don't have any specific training. They don't have any budgets. They just have the drive. They just have the mindset, which is mind blowing. And to me, it's like, what is stopping us, right? Literally, there's nothing out there that can stop you if you have the desire to do something. So that was one. And the second thing was, let me go to the next chart here. All right, so the secret to living is giving, right? So we talked about that. We have incorporated this into our culture, our company culture, as we know, as you all know that we raised, not when I say we, collectively with everybody in this room and everybody who attended the last boot camp, we raised $15,000 for charity, right? So that is something that, and you don't have to donate. Like, you can donate your time, you can donate, you can mentor somebody. Rebecca is here. Rebecca, I'll let you tell your story later. Rebecca does, she creates little parcels and sell them for a couple bucks to raise money for charities, right? So do little things that is going to bring a lot of happiness to other people, right? So that is a secret of living. or having a very successful life, or a fulfilled life, I should say, is giving. So one of the examples that happened from this event, this was literally going to blow your socks away, right? So this guy who attended one of Tony's events several years ago, that he got so inspired to do something with his life. He went and started a charity in India, and I think other Southeast countries, Southeast Asian countries, to save girls from sex trafficking. Right. So literally, what they do is they will have volunteers who infiltrate these sex trafficking rings, and then they will alert the authorities, and then they will prosecute them and put them out of business. So that's what they do. And the cost of saving one girl is about $500. That is the cost. They've been doing this for several years. So with $500 donation, they can save one girl on average. That is the number. And so he came on, and Tony invited him to, come on board, and we did a fundraising for him, for his company, called Marisi. And how much money we raised in that room within 20 minutes, raised $1 million. So all these entrepreneurs, there were probably about, like I said, 1,200 people, attending this event. From that group of 1,200 people, in just 20 minutes, raised $1 million. And then Tony also added another $250,000 of his own donation and donated $1.25 million to his charity. So that is the power of giving, right? And there was so many other fundraisings going on. There was another group that was fundraising on the side, and they raised about $300,000 or something last I checked for blindness. To save kids from blindness or something like that. So there were other charities going on. There was another story. There was a group from Japan that we had a little bit of a contest, going on as well, right? So they won the final contest. Group of people from Japan, they just took a cost of a boy who was going to die, without some medical treatment, immediate medical treatment, and they raised significant amount of money within the last 3-4 days. And the way they did it is they literally, they were in the training for about 14 hours a day, and for another 3-4 hours, literally that whole team didn't sleep. They were, raising money when they were not in training. They were even went to railway stations and bus stands and stuff like that, collecting money for a cause. It was to save one boy's life. And so that was also very inspiring. And, I'm more inspired to do more things with our company, in that, in helping other people. And as you guys know, one of our missions is to help you, get better at your business, so you can, you can give more money to the charities and causes and your family that you care about, right? So make more, give more, right? So that's the theme that we have adopted for our company as well. All right. So next one was the gladiator mentality, right? As a business owner, you are a gladiator, right? You're going to die. Somebody's out there wanting to kill you. It could be a lion, it could be another, your opponent. But if your business is to thrive, if your business is to survive, you have to have the gladiator mentality. So the chant was, I can, I will, I must, it's done. So we were chanting this thing, cleaning out of our lungs throughout the last 5 days. I can, I will, I must, it's done. Right? So all of us have to think about that, right? Obviously you can, right? There's no question about that. The question is, do you have the willpower to do it? I will and I must. What's your reason you should accomplish it? What is your why? What's your why not? Right? Why can't you be successful? Why can't you make $1 million? Why can't you make $10 million? Why can't you make $100 million? Right? So that is the mentality. That's called the gladiator mentality. And then there was this is the one big one for me. It's called pattern interrupt. We spend a lot of time talking about pattern interrupt. So I thought I'll tell you what a pattern interrupt is, right? So everything we are doing in this coaching program is to interrupt your pattern. But I don't think people get it. So if you're doing certain things a certain way and you're getting certain results, only way you're going to get a different result or a better result if you interrupt that pattern. So I had a lot of time to reflect on our business in ROI Muse and And we do certain things certain way. As you guys know, we do a lot of webinars. We do a lot of boot camps. We do a lot of free giveaways, and that's how we get our clients, right? And then some of you who needs that extra support will join the coaching program. Now that is a pattern. Now we need to interrupt that pattern if you want to take the company to the next level, right? How are we going to interrupt the pattern? I don't know, right? But that is for me to figure out as a leader or the gladiator to figure out, what is that pattern interrupt going to be? For each of you, it's going to be looking at your daily, what you're doing, and interrupt that pattern. Like, if you are doing certain things and if you're not getting the results that you want, and most of us are not, that's why we are here. You have to start thinking about what can you do differently, right? Just be bold, be fearless, and try something different. And everything in business is testing and constantly testing, right? You test something, you fail. You test something else, it fails. You keep testing until you find a winning formula. And when you find the winning formula, then you scale. You keep adding more resources for that to scale. All right, so change your physiology, right? Because you need to have a peak state of mind. For having a peak state of mind, you should have the right diet, right exercise. Change your physiology. You can't be lazy. If you want to accomplish something good, your body and mind has to be in condition or peak condition, and that means exercise, doing things, getting out, going for a walk, going to the gym, just doing some dancing, whatever you enjoy doing. You have to have the right mind and right body. So change your psychology, right? Change your physiology, change your psychology, and your life will change. Your business will change. So a lot of the focus was on that, about what do you need to do to change your psychology, what do you need to do to change your physiology. Now, this is another important one. There is always a spring after winter, right? So a lot of us go through ups and downs, but always constantly remind yourself, the sun always comes out, right? You can go into darkness, night falls, and sun always comes out. It's right around the corner. When there is winter, there's always a spring around the corner, right? With a lot of new hope and new dreams and everything, flowers blossoming and everything else. So there is always a spring after winter. Now, when you look at the macroeconomic cycles, most millionaires were created after a depression. When there is chaos in the industry or in the economy, and what Tony's point was, we are in a winter right now with COVID. A lot of people are afraid. A lot of people don't know what to do. A lot of people are afraid that, hey, what if something happens? And a lot of people are sitting back and tight. This is when you actually take action and do something different. And it's been proven over history that more wealth is created after a major event like what's going on right now. So whether it's a depression or some kind of a natural calamity or whatever. So 80% of your success is psychology, your mindset. 20% is mechanics, right? So that's why we try to incorporate, like our mindset coaching. Coaching is also supporting, right, you psychologically, right? So you're supporting your mindset. So we always try to include a mindset coach because we all know that 80% of your success is psychology. You have to work with the coaches to change your patterns, right? Just passively listening to a coach, and a lot of us are here and we don't turn the cameras on. We are multitasking, we are distracted. What's the purpose? You're not playing all in. You're not playing full out. It's not going to help you, right? You're not wasting our time. We're going to do this anyway. Somebody's benefiting. But you're not benefiting because you're not playing full out. So understand that 80% of your success is going to come from your mindset and 20% is the mechanics. We tend to focus on the mechanics. Like all of us want to focus on the mechanics, right? But work on your mindset. Work on that I can, I will, I must. For your sake, your family's sake, your children's sake, and for your own happiness sake, right? At the end of the day, we don't want regrets. At some day, we'll have to hang all this up, and we don't want to be regretting everything that we did not do when we have the opportunity to do it. All right. So next one is complexity is the enemy of execution. Right. So keep things simple. Don't try to build elaborate systems. Just do one thing at a time. Take one small thing, keep it very simple, and execute it. And once you start testing that and seeing something working for you, then we can figure out how to scale it, right? But don't create these elaborate systems where it's not going to, it's going to create chaos, it's going to create confusion, and it's an enemy of execution, right? So focus on execution, right? Everybody has so many ideas, so many things, but what you need to do is focus on execution. Right? So what creates wealth? Right? It's simple. Right? So this was another huge takeaway for me. Don't worry about how you're going to make money in your business. Think about what can you do for people that nobody else is doing. Do more for people than anyone else. You're delivering happiness through your customer service, or you're being a fiduciary, or being a competent commercial estate agent or investor, whatever it is, right? So just figure out a way to do more to people, meaning your customers and your followers than anyone else. So that is literally, I was literally, when this was presented to me, I was like, my mind was going crazy. Like, what can we do for people? Right? How can we help more people? Don't worry about how much money we make as a company now. Think about how many more people can we help. Whether it's training, coaching, and how can we make it simple so people can want to work with us, right? But that's what eventually will lead to wealth. Is once you figure out how can you deliver happiness to people. All right. So this might be a little bit of a. This is a little bit more of a high, right? I think a lot of us are starting out here, so I wouldn't worry. But you always need to know that you're managing two businesses at all times. One is your current business, one is your future business. The current business is for cash flow, right? We need cash is oxygen in any business. So you need to have revenue, you need to have cash flow after profits. Without oxygen, there's no life, right? So you have to manage your business, current business, so that you have oxygen, you have cash flow. You also have to manage the future business for survival. Because there are a lot of disruptions that's going to come your way. So you have to start thinking about future, how to do business in the future ways. Maybe adding another line of business, or which is complementary to what you're doing now. Right? So that way, you know that your future, your family's future is more secure. That you want to make sure that you're working on two businesses: the current business for cash flow and the future business for survival. Right? Because a competitor can come and wipe you out. And I always equate everything that I'm learning to how I use, because that's my primary business right now. A competitor can come and wipe us out tomorrow with a new technology. Right? So we have to be always thinking ahead and see what else we need to do to stay alive and thrive. Okay, so innovation, right? So finding, the definition of innovation. So these are another big takeaway for me personally. Was finding better ways to meet your client's need. That's all it is. So when we hear about innovation, the first thing, maybe because I have an IT background, maybe because I have a technology background, whenever I hear innovation, the first thing that comes to mind is some technology. I need to create new technology. I need to innovate. I need to come up with better solutions. That's not the definition of innovation. Innovation just means that finding better ways to meet your client's need. So if your client is office, somebody who's leasing an office space, you just find better ways to meet your client's need. If your client is an investor, you just find better ways to meet your client's need, is to find better investments. It's very simple as that. You don't have to go and invent iPhone or Apple or anything like that. You just have to constantly think about what you can do to deliver more value to your clients. That's it. That's innovation. But it's not just, you may have one way to do it, but it doesn't stop there, right? You have to constantly figure out how to improve that experience, that you're delivering experience, right, to your customers. And then marketing is getting people to want your products or services, right? So every business has to have marketing, And the simple definition of marketing is people want to do business with you, right? People want your service or product. Once they want something, then you can sell them something, right? So, unless you establish a relationship where they want to, use you for a service, in our case, they want to use you for tenant representation or, some kind of commercial estate activity, then you can sell them, right? So we always talk about, just stand down, right? Don't buy to sell constantly. Sale will happen, but make sure that you're giving value. Make sure that you're doing marketing as well as putting your name out there. And a lot of that is in our industry. A lot of that is just calling people and introducing yourself to say, I am Joseph James and I'm a commercial broker and would like to see if I can help you, right? And then let me send you something of value. When I'm not going to send something of value, but can I send you a market report? Can I send you a deal of the day? Can I send out one deal every week? Can I send you one every week for you to look at? Right? That's how we do marketing. And then the sale will happen. So nobody wants to, they've done surveys, nobody wants to be sold. I think 80, almost like 87% or something said they don't want to be sold until they are ready to buy. But when they are ready to buy, they want to be sold. Most people need that extra push. The salesperson saying that, hey, don't worry, just go for it. So they want to be sold, but not until they are ready to buy. So your job is to prepare them for the buy. And then, then your sales, a lot of us are playing marketing and sales, because we are all, we don't have a real business at this point, right? We are just having, a self-employment kind of business. So we are doing marketing, we are doing sales. So don't worry about the sales, it will happen. Just trust yourself, trust the process. Just work on your marketing, work on providing value and establishing the trust and rapport. So this one we have talked about 1,000 times, right? So you must know your ideal client. You cannot serve everybody. Right? If you cannot identify your ideal client, then you don't have a business. So, and then this one was, you must fall in love with your customers. So, a lot of the time, we do certain things in a way, but if you push a little bit harder, we can learn how to fall in love with your customers, meaning that I'm going to die for you. I'm going to die to make sure that you're taken care of. Once you establish that kind of culture within your company and within yourself, then things start to snowball. Because at the end of the day, what we want to do is, create a lot of waving fans out there. Right? That is your survival. That's how you build the brand. Is because when you have a lot of waving fans, who wants your service, or who want to tell everybody they know that you should call so and so if you're looking for anything, whatever business you're doing, right? If you're providing a product or service, or if you're a commercial broker or a real estate agent, everybody out there should be, you should be top of mind for everybody, right? So that is the way you do that is you fall in love with your customers. You do what they need. You provide them more value. You always looking for how I can genuinely looking for how I can make my customers more happy. So always look for that. Business operator versus business owner. This is a huge, right? Because most of us are business operators, right? So we have to figure out a way how to go from being a business operator to a business owner. That's a process that sometimes takes a little bit of time to grow your business to some level so you can bring leverage. And then manage those, then get out of the way, right? Let them do the work. If you don't get out of the way, then you end up paying somebody and end up doing all the work otherwise. And then you might as well get rid of all the people and start all over if you ever find yourself in that situation. So that is another, little bit more that we can work with you. Once you start building your business, once you start generating revenue, we can work with you. I'm actually working one-on-one with a couple people that are already making about $500,000 in their commercial estate business, and they want to scale their business to beyond $1 million. And I'm working one-on-one with them to create the systems to go there. Right? We don't talk about all those systems in here, because a lot of us, this is a beginner program, right? So this was getting you going, and once you get to a certain level, once you're generating enough revenue, we can help you, plug in all the remaining pieces to your business. And this is another great one. The chokehold on the growth of your business is the psychology of the leader. Right? So if your business is growing, not growing, it's you. It's your fault. It's because of you. There's no other reason it's not growing. It's because of your mindset. Because either you don't believe it, or you think that you don't deserve it, or some other thing, right? So if your business is not growing, it's because you are the leader of your business, right? It's your mindset that is stifling the growth of your business. And this is another great one. Avoid the tyranny of how. Don't worry about, you have to know what you want. If you want $1 million revenue in your business in next 24 months or next 12 months, that is your vision. And you know your ideal customer is, you know what products and services you can offer them. But don't worry about the how now. The how is something that we can figure out, right? Let's be clear on what our mission is. Let's be clear on what our goals are. And then we will figure out the how. A lot of people want to get into how things should be done, and they never create a clear enough vision in their mind, in their subconscious mind. They'll be always thinking about, how do I do that? I can't do that. I don't know how to build a website, so I can't do that. Or I don't know how to run email marketing, so I can't do that. So don't worry about the how. That's why you all the support here, right? We even added, another coach to help you with your technology. Right? Don't worry about the how. We will bring resources to take care of all that for you, right? Worry about your business, worry about your vision, worry about your goals, worry about your desires. And then, the 5 days was spent on this, what they call the 7 forces of business mastery. I could literally teach a class on each one of these for one whole day about what you should be doing. So number one is knowing where you are and where you want to go, right? And creating a roadmap. So where you are, where you want to go, how do you get there? So that's the roadmap or business map. Then second thing is constant and continuous strategic innovation, right? It's a non-stop innovation. Innovation doesn't mean technology. Innovation means that how can we sell our clients better? That's all. What else can we add to add value to our customers? That's innovation in business. And then world-class marketing and product promise. Working on your offer. What are you providing them? And making that the best offer out there. And obviously working on your marketing so that more people are aware of you. And sales. So we do commercial estate. If you don't have a team, which most of us don't, except for Hope, she's part of a team, and some other people may have some teams. But if you're an individual agent, then you're doing the marketing and you're doing the sales yourself. But that's only going to take you to some level. After that, you have to figure out how you're going to implement that sales process. After that, you have to figure out how to implement a marketing person or bring a marketing person to the team and what that marketing process looks like. But then let them continuously innovate and to grow your business. Now, the fifth one is also it's more on the anticipation. It's looking at the financial numbers. This one was I was thinking about. We are so lucky in our business. We don't have to deal with inventory. And a lot of the businesses out there, even the popcorn people, right? They need to make the popcorn. They need to package it. They have to get it to stores. They have a distribution system in place. We don't have any of that stuff. We have a $1 trillion inventory out there when we can go sell all these. So our business is so much simpler compared to everybody else's business out there. And then you do the constant optimization and maximization. Right? You're always looking at your numbers and see, I did a class on how to optimize your commercial estate numbers, right? So if you can do a little bit, if you're getting, $200,000 from making 20 calls a day, if you can tweak it to 30 calls, then you make $300,000, right? Or if your conversion rate is 2%. If you can improve that to 2.5%, you'll get another $100,000. So that's optimization, right? And maximization. So we can always look at that. When your business start to grow, we can look at how to optimize that, at what leverage you need to bring in, what systems you need to create, stuff like that. And at the end, number 7, which is in the middle here, as you can see here, is the creating that raving fans. So you want to have a good culture for your employees, and you are creating raving fans who are going. If you love, if your customers love you and you love your customers, you're going to convert them into raving fans, and they're going to bring you more referral business. And that's the last phase of any business growth, is the referral business, right? So you're constantly getting referrals, and then you don't know what to do with all the clients you have. Then you can add more resources to your team to grow further your business further. So that is literally, in a nutshell, just wanted to give you an idea about what we covered in the last 5 days. So any questions on any of those? Anything needs clarification, or everything pretty clear?
That is a lot of information, Joseph. It's very, very inspiring, and this is definitely going to help us get to the next level. So thank you so much for providing this information and just being honest and straightforward, because where we are today, it's because of a reason, the good and the bad. And for us to get to the next level, we do have to step out of the box.
Yeah, that is a pattern interrupt, right? I know, Rebecca, I know we talked about it also, right? There are certain things that are done certain way. You have to interrupt that pattern to go to the next level, right? So I think, we have to all, we are here, right? We are here to help you. You just have to ask, right? We don't, it's a group coaching program. So I've worked with so many one-on-one coaches, and I also have one-on-one coaching students. They are not those programs are not that great. Honestly, there is a lot of the time you don't get along with your coach, and you paid a lot of money for that. And then, but I think in the group coaching programs, we have to create a culture where people are not afraid to ask questions. And, you have to ask questions and let the coaches help you, and make sure that you're taking in as much as you can and implementing that into your business. So Rebecca, you want to tell us about how you raise money at your charity? That what you do?
Yes, I have a passion for the underprivileged in foreign countries that cannot help themselves. There's so many children that are at a disadvantage, and it's at no fault of their own. So I'm constantly asking my husband for money, and that's also here in the United States as well. But I'm constantly asking my husband, I need extra money. Can we take money from our budget for this and for that? And so, I can only ask so much. And so I started praying for a way that I could make $1 $3 or $1 $5. And I believe the Lord showed me a way that if I were to make these little bags, and it cost me $3, $4 to make the bag, and then I can turn around and sell it for $10, and not only sell the bag to donate all of the proceeds, but also just to share a vision of what this is coming together to help someone. I said, this is what I'm going to do. And
Carlos, can you hear me?
That this is a passion I have in my heart.
Hello? Carlos, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes. How we doing, man?
Good.
Yeah, that was from a coaching. So he talked about coaching. One of the things, important things he learned from the Tony Robbins 5-day mastery, and one of them was coaching. So that actually is a coaching that I attend daily. It starts in 12 minutes, as a matter of fact. It's a coaching, and in that particular one, it was just based on his takeaway from the Tony Robbins event. So, but I don't know how much you got. I saw there was an echo. Sorry about that. I didn't really know it was echoing. So hopefully I fixed it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Okay. So, but anyone who's interested in And in that, I will take the link and I will drop it in the comments, and you're welcome to listen to that as well anytime. So I'll drop it in the comments. But any takeaways, Carlos, from the Tony Robbins?
I gotta say that coaching, it's got to be amazing because it holds you accountable. It's great information, refreshes your mind every day. I mean, I believe that coaching's got to be an amazing tool.
Yeah, no, it's great. In fact, Taffy has sat on a couple of calls, from that gentleman. It's fantastic. So I just dropped the link in there. Do you see it, Carlos? I'm not seeing it show up.
No, yeah, I do. Yep.
Okay, it showed up now, right? Okay, there you go. Okay, there's the link, guys, to the MP4. If you'd like to hear it, there's better quality than the echo that you were experiencing. So, Moni, thank you. Moni, thank you very much for the feedback. Carlos, thank you for the feedback. And I missed that, so thanks for catching that comment. So sorry about that, but I did post the link to the key takeaways from the Tony Robbins 5-day mastery training that Joseph James. So Joseph James is with ROI Muse and Coaching, which goes over a lot of real estate, marketing, commercial coaching, and his emphasis more on commercial stuff. But we spend time going over marketing plans, strip campaigns, branding, scripting, how to call, what to say, inspiration, motivation, focus, a lot of the same stuff that we talk about every Friday.
Yeah, I love it. I get chills and tingles, just excited about it because it's what I love to do. The branding, the tools, the educations, the staying on track, the sales. I just love it. It's just my favorite. And it's what I heard there was just like, man, it's just everything that you need to do on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's a great tool. I love it. I love the refresh. I love seeing that, knowing that is the direction. I love the focus on one thing and get good at it. It's been my big thing. You have to get good at what you're doing, and then grow from there. It might take some time. You got to be patient. Growth doesn't just happen. You see these people get rich real quick on, social media and all this stuff, but it doesn't always happen like that. When you got an actual business that you're growing, you want to make sure you focus on the one thing and then do it real good. And then, especially if you're not getting into something you've been doing for a long time, maybe it's something new for you, maybe it's a new business for you. You never done it before, so you just gotta stay focused on that one little thing and grow and grow and grow. But you can move as fast as you want. Yeah. But you gotta get good at it.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. The key is that focus and that mastery of that first thing. Yeah. I mean that's key. I've learned a bad lesson, a great lesson, but bad experience trying to do multiple things at the same time and not really, it's like the master of none, right? I've got all these things, and I'm not mastering one. And in essence, it really makes me ineffective at everything, So I love the fact.
And then when you get chaotic, when it gets chaotic and you have so many different things going on, you have to be ready for that, Yeah. I mean, I'm at the point where I need to structure up some more. I need to level up and structure up. Because it's getting to be a lot.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But in order for me to grow, I need to just keep moving and moving and moving.
Yeah. Well, he said that the one thing that I took away from that, which I've heard that, I know that, and I know exactly where it came from, and that was the pattern interrupt. I've learned that for many years about the pattern interrupt, and I'll tell you, and then we got to wrap this up so I can get ready for my 10 o'clock call.
Mm-hmm.
But we get caught in a pattern, of the way we do things and the way we think about things. And right, it's just a pattern. And some patterns are good patterns and some patterns are bad patterns. And the importance of understanding those patterns, that they exist in our day-to-day, and that we can change it just like that. Like Tony Robbins talked about that. And I remember from years ago, like at Sprint 1991, 92, 93, when I learned this. And I remember him saying, you know, if you got someone who comes in your office and they're always whining and complaining, he goes, you know, one time when they come in there, just go, hey, this is what we're going to do. And he says, that's going to throw them off, right?
Right.
But it will catch them and interrupt that immediate pattern when they come in. So every time now they come in, you do something to throw them out of that pattern, they're going to know that I can't go back in that office whining and complaining, because if I do, he's going to do something to stop that, right? But It's that pattern interrupting the pattern. And it's the same thing with our own behavior. If, like you just said, hey, I got to level, I got to do some things. You recognize that you're in a pattern, right? And you also recognize that you need to interrupt that pattern, change it to take it to another level. So changing our patterns, if they're successful, they're working for us, great. But we have to be able to look at ourselves and say, am I being successful right now? Which I'm looking at myself going, you know what? I'm not being successful. I got to change my pattern. My pattern hasn't been effective lately, right? I got to change that pattern because I can see it on the back end of my results of the numbers. I can see it. So whatever pattern I've gotten into, I need to now change it. So that pattern interrupt, that takeaway was exactly the message that I needed today, because I've gotten into a pattern where I'm not pounding it as consistently as I should be. And that's good to know that I have to change. I can change it just like that.
Yep. And it's not necessarily, you know, interrupting your pattern isn't changing your consistency. There's interrupting that is not, you still got to be consistent, but maybe you need to level up, or maybe you need to do something more.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you need to open your mind up and try some new things to make it better.
That's right.
But you got to still stay on track.
Yeah.
You know, you still got to be consistent.
Yeah.
It's just breaking up that pattern is changing your mindset, you know, adding more tools, or, you know, doing something different, you know, making it, you know, doing the same thing over and over. And if it's not working, or if it's not enough, then you got to do something more.
Yeah. And you know what? The moment that you catch yourself in that pattern, remember what Tony Robbins did. Hey, you can always change it. You can always change it. You know? All right, my man, I got to go. This has been good. We can chat through this some more. Guys, there's a link to the key takeaways from the Tony Robbins. That is a multiple $1,000 event. And we have access to that for you on Followup Friday here. The key takeaways to the Tony Robbins 5-day business mastery training that Joseph James ROI Music attended. Multiple thousands of dollars it costs to attend that event. So
wow.
You've got takeaways for free. Reach out to Carlos and I if there's something we can do. If you got questions on any of those things, reach out to us. But we dropped the link in there, and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions about that. And Carlos, I appreciate you joining, my man. I'm off to coaching. I got a pattern interrupt to a change. Pattern interrupt to change.
That's right. That's right. Have fun, man.
All right,
learn
man,
something.
Good weekend.
You too.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.